Welcome back to Data Wrangling 101. Today, I am about to tackle something completely outside my wheelhouse. Canadian hospitals are in crisis mode. Pharmaceutical costs jumped 12.9% last year while dealing with over 240 drug shortages monthly. That's not just numbers, that's real impact on patient care. Now, here's the problem. I am a data guy, not a healthcare expert, but hospitals desperately need data solutions. So, what do you do when you need to design for a domain you don't understand? Well, you could spend months trying to get meetings with busy hospital administrators, or you could do what I'm about to show you. I'm going to use AI as my design team, but strategically. Different AIs have different strengths, and I'll show you exactly how to leverage that. Today, we are building a pharmaceutical cost optimization dashboard concept using ChatGPT for personas, Claude for requirements, and Gemini for technical validation. The goal isn't perfection, it is getting to 80% confidence fast enough to have meaningful conversations with real stakeholders. Let's see if AI can help us design outside our expertise. Alright, starting with ChatGPT. Because it excels at human-centered thinking, I want realistic personas that capture real pressures these people face. Let me ask it to create 3 detailed user personas. Let me start the prompt. Hi, I am designing a pharmaceutical cost optimization dashboard for Canadian hospitals. Can you help me create 3 detailed user personas who would use the system, focus on their roles, daily challenges, and what success looks like for them in managing pharmaceutical procurement and costs? Let's see what ChatGPT gives us. Okay, ChatGPT is starting off with 3 user personas tailored to pharmaceutical cost optimization dashboard for Canadian hospitals. So let's see, it's giving us persona 1 is David Lung, Director of Pharmacy, and then it gives us daily challenges, goals, what success looks like. Then we have Sarah Patel, Procurement Manager, the daily challenges Sarah faces, goals, and what success looks like. And then Michael Dubois, a hospital finance analyst. Okay, that's interesting. I see 3 personas and the challenges they are facing. I'm going to ask among the 3 personas who has a problem that's more urgent and desperate for a solution. Of the 3 personas, which one do you think has a problem that can be solved using a data app built using KNIME AP and which would have a larger impact on the functioning of their role? Great. So ChatGPT says of the 3 personas, Sarah Patel, who is the procurement manager, has the best fit for a solution that we can provide using KNIME to help overcome the challenges that Sarah faces when it comes to procurement and costs in a hospital setting. So this frees her from firefighting mode, enables proactive procurement, increases negotiating power, drives cost savings, supports cross-functional alignment with pharmacy and finance. So it has sorted the personas and it's recommending that we go with Sarah, the procurement manager, for further development of the solution. Okay, next I'm going to ask what are the challenges that Sarah might face in more detail. So this is great. This is insights that I might not have had given my lack of experience in the healthcare sector. ChatGPT is saying that we have these things that may potentially keep Sarah awake at night: unpredictable drug shortages, volatile pricing and budget overruns, lack of forecasting confidence, contract non-compliance and missed rebates, and disjointed data and manual workloads. The deepest fear are compromised patient care, escalation to hospital leadership, and damaged personal credibility. Okay, this is amazing. This is great insights. Next, we should take up on ChatGPT's offer to look at Sarah's daily workflow and how the dashboard could help reduce the anxiety. Okay, again, this shows at each phase of her day what are the things that the dashboard could do to help relieve some of the pain points or anxiety that Sarah might feel. Okay, so now I want to say that I would, and because I mentioned earlier that I'm going to use KNIME for building the dashboard and solution, it is already considering what is the impact for Sarah for a given feature and what's the feasibility of doing that in KNIME, which is great for me and helps me to prioritize much quickly. So it's also giving me top priorities for MVP. These three offer high impact are straightforward and are straightforward to include in KNIME. So which is vendor scorecard dashboard, reorder point alerts, and price versus contract tracker. Okay, that's excellent. Okay, now I want to go to Claude at this point and provide this information to Claude and ask Claude to also do a feature brainstorm matrix and also help me prioritize. So we get validation from a second tool whether the feature prioritization done by ChatGPT is realistic or not. So let me now switch over to Claude, and before I do that, I want to copy over some of these persona details and the feature matrix. And next I'll also put in the feature matrix that ChatGPT suggested. Here you go, let me get the feature matrix. I'll put those also in here. And now let me take all of this and go to Claude and ask it to help me prioritize. Okay, here we go. And let me copy over. Okay, before I do that, I want to say here, okay, so now the recommendations from Claude are very similar to the recommendations from ChatGPT. So it's saying vendor scorecard, price versus contract tracker, and then the third is the reorder point alerts, which is excellent. Okay, now I want to take this to Gemini and I wanted to investigate some data sources for gathering the data that is required to make the dashboard a success. So let's go to Gemini and start a prompt here. And let me get the response from Claude. Okay, excellent. Finally, I'm basically asking ChatGPT to give me technical constraints, data sources, and any other specific regulatory constraints that I might face when building a dashboard like this in the Canadian healthcare context. So let's ask Gemini the analysis on this. So it's giving an excellent realistic data sources breakdown, internal hospital data, enterprise resource planning system data, and then publicly available data, commercial data, and technical constraints, data privacy and security, of course. So this is interesting. Some provincial regulations or hospital policies may require that health data remains within Canada. So cloud solutions, if you are using, need to be considered carefully. It's also talking about another data silos and interoperability, which could be an issue given that there are so many systems that may not seamlessly communicate with each other. Data quality and completeness is another concern. Okay, next I want to ask if there are solutions already available. So it's telling me that the existing solutions that may already have reporting built could be the ERP systems or the hospital information management systems with procurement modules, pharmacy management systems, group purchasing organizations, relevance, specialized procurement and supply chain software, analytics vendors, and then internal hospital data analytics team, and why using KNIME may still be valuable. Specifically because with KNIME, you can keep all of these sensitive data within the hospital systems and not I have to take it outside somewhere. Okay, now I am going to take this data along with the user persona data and ask it to give me a product requirements document. So let me copy this over. Okay. Let's see what Claude gives us. Okay, so it's creating an artifact which is the product requirements documents, and it is taking the data that we so far obtained from ChatGPT, Claude itself, and Gemini, writing a detailed user requirement document. Okay, this is amazing. I'm going to now take this information back to ChatGPT, ask for it to design the wireframe of the main dashboard screen. So here we go. I have copied all the data. I'm going to say paste this PRD. I have pasted the whole PRD in here, and let's see what GPT gives us. So it's giving me the sections that should be on the dashboard, what should be covered in them, what should be shown in each section of the dashboard, design considerations. It's asking me if it needs a markup. So I want to say that so we have the markup of the image of the dashboard that ChatGPT has given us. Clearly says how many stocks are at risk, what are the pricing discrepancies, contract expiring, vendor SLA breaches, and then reorder point watch list, and we have pricing versus contracted tracker. What we have ended up with is a looking dashboard that I could take it to a real hospital procurement manager and get some real human feedback as to how useful a dashboard like this to manage their day-to-day challenges. So here's what we accomplished today. 3 different AIs, each playing to their strengths, helped us design a data product for a domain we knew nothing about. Was it perfect? No, but it was intelligent. We surfaced real constraints, prioritized features based on user workflows, and created something we could actually test with real users. Next time, we are going to build the data foundation for this dashboard. We'll design the data architecture, create realistic synthetic data sets, and set up our KNIME workflows. The question is, can we make this concept actually work with real data? Subscribe to find out and let me know in the comments, have you ever used AI to design outside your expertise? What worked and what didn't? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.